Hey Panthers! So today we are going to continue to learn about fiction stories and we're going to work on retelling important characters. Now we've worked all year on retelling our stories, retelling characters, but today we're going to focus on an important character and we're going to talk about what that means. So an important character is who the story is about. So sometimes you're going to be reading a story that has many characters and you have to focus on who the important characters are because that's how you're going to be retelling what the problem was, what the solution was. And you don't want to get too confused with looking at every character in the whole story because sometimes you want to just focus on who the important characters are. So as you can see, I already have a few pictures drawn. This is a book that we've already read, so I wanted to start with a little review. A Visitor for Bear. Now remember, this story is a special story because it actually only has two characters, Bear and Mouse. Remember, there were no characters other than Bear and Mouse, so it was pretty easy for us to identify who the main characters were, or the important characters. So I know y'all remember that book because we enjoyed it so much. So today, what we're going to do is I'm going to show you a book that doesn't only have two characters. It's going to have multiple animal characters that come in, and it also is going to have some main characters, and we're going to work on identifying those together. So as you can see, I already have it ready to be drawn, but y'all are going to help me identify who the main characters are or who the important characters are. So we're not going to read the whole story. We're going to read about half of it and we're going to stop because we're actually going to be using this book again. So the title of this book is I Love You All Day Long. Owen had an important question. Do I have to go today, Mommy? Yes, you do have to go today, said Owen's mommy. But Mommy, whispered Owen, you won't be with me. That's right, Owen, said his mommy, but you should always remember this. I love you when I'm with you, and I love you when we're apart. So far we can see on the few pages that we've read, we already have a character that we keep talking about. So far, the story is about this little pig named Owen. But also, we're seeing that Owen's mommy is a big character as well, right? She's also an important character. So we're going to keep reading. That means you love me all day long, said Owen. You're so right, sweet one, said Owen's mommy. I love you all day long. I love you when you make a new friend. Oh, we see a new character. Here's a little girl pig, and she's a student. But remember, we are focusing on who the important characters are. So who the story is about. I love you when you share your favorite purple crayon. Here we see another character. We see Owen and we see a little boy pig, a student. But remember, our story is still focusing on Owen. The story is about Owen. Or when you make a mistake. I love you when you trip over your shoelaces. See, we're seeing some other pigs in the background. They might be his classmates. his peers at school, but the story is still about our main character. Or when you sing Itsy Bitsy Spider all by yourself, I love you all day long. I love you when you march to a clang, clickety clang. And I love you when you let a little burp sneak out. So as you can see, we've seen this little girl before on another page. So she still is a character in our story. She is a student, but she is not the main important character. Okay, so we're going to stop here for today. And now we're going to fill this out together. So we're going to look at who the important characters are in our story. Who are our main characters that the story was about. So the first one, we saw this little pig on every single page. And the main character is Owen. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to draw a little pig. Just a quick draw. Not going to take a long time. And I'm going to draw like a little shirt because he's wearing that striped shirt. So I just want to add that little detail. And then I'm going to label it next to it. I'm just going to write his name, Owen. Okay? Just a quick draw, not a lot of detail. Then another important character in our story was the mommy pig. So I'm going to also draw her. She has some eyelashes. I want to just make sure they look a little bit different so we can tell them apart. And she also had a flower in front of her ear. And then next to it, I'm just going to write mommy. Okay, so now we have read a new story. We are rock stars at identifying the important characters. So now when you are doing independent reading, I want you to think about who the main important characters are. Because remember, you might see a lot of people in the story, or you might see a lot of animal characters in the story. But it's important to focus on who the story is about when you're retelling. So enjoy reading. Remember, always continue to love to read, just like Miss Clark. Okay, so enjoy your good book. I can't wait to see what you notice, who your main characters are. Bye.